Hey guys, this is RevD and I'll be doing a comparison review of the Pinty Open Red Dot Reflex sight and the TruGlo Open Red Dot Reflex sight. I wanted to see what the differences were between a lesser known brand, $23, $25 red dot, versus a known and more trusted brand such as TruGlo that goes for around $65 to $70. So let's dive right into the appearance. These two are pretty much identical in shape, size, and weight. Obviously the packaging is a lot nicer for the TruGlo than the Pinty, which is just a plain box. But that's not what we're really concerned about. This is an Amazon brand, like I like to call them. So they usually come in plain boxes like that. The differences here, appearance-wise, is that the paint that's used on the Pinty is kind of just a regular smooth paint, and the one on the TruGlo is a matte paint. So it's anti-reflective, and we can feel that it's a little rougher just to get that certain type of look. This one's just pretty smooth aluminum. Another obvious difference we have here is that the TruGlo has thumb screws versus just regular Allen screws right here. That's really nice. I really like that. Just makes it a lot easier to install onto a rail. That might not be a big deal for many of you, since you might just install this on one gun and never take it off again. For a lot of other people who like to switch parts on and off of guns, this is really nice. Just makes it a lot easier to take this apart and install it onto a rail. So on the other side here we have the brightness and color selectors. Obviously this one has numbers and it's segmented versus just a regular smooth roll of this one. This one, doesn't have those numbers. It doesn't click when you churn it. Just kind of adjusts the brightness as you churn it. And then there's the green dot. So it clicks once you hit a letter, and then it'll shut off. For the TruGlo, we have numbers here, 0, off, and then we can switch through those. And then get that red dot there. Something that I think is really important is the adjustments and how the adjustments feel on each of these reflex sights. So I'll actually go ahead and hold this up close so you guys can hear that has some definite strong clicks to it. When you go either left or right, it's the same on the side-to-side adjustment here. Very strong, definite clicks. So that tells me that these, once you zero it in, it feels locked in. On the Pinty, as I was adjusting this one, you can barely feel that click. It's barely there. And you can't hear any click. On the left to right adjustment, oddly enough, you can hear that click, but not when you go the opposite way. So this probably won't hold a 0 as long and as strongly as a TruGlo. Something else that I noticed about these is that they do have a kind of recoil dampener. This one's pretty hard to push, so I feel like it won't dampen that recoil as much as the TruGlo, which is a lot more springy. It's a lot easier to engage that spring action there. And I feel like it's a lot further. So that'll kind of absorb that recoil. So on to the most important thing about these reflex sights that I believe some people are concerned about is the brightness. So how much brighter is the TruGlo versus the $20, $23, $25 Pinty? Alright, so I'm just going to put it up to the highest setting in red. I'm actually going to have to hold these close. So you can see that the TruGlo is a lot brighter. You can even see how that there's kind of like a color splash on the outside. That when you're looking through this in the daylight, you can't see that outside color. It kind of just goes away. And that red dot comes in very bright. It's probably twice as bright, or maybe half times as bright as this one. The highest setting on green, and I'm just going to compare the highest settings here, and this is going to be on the largest reticle, just to let you guys know, because the ones on the Pinty, they're all pretty big. Let's go ahead and compare the brightness of these two. So that's the brightest on the Pinty for green, and that's the brightest for the TruGlo. You can see that's about twice as bright. I have looked through both of these outside on high noon on a sunny day, and this one is significantly brighter, but you can still see this one clearly. It doesn't get lost. They're both very clear, they're not hazy. The glass is very clear. I'm going to cycle through these so you can see the 4 different reticles. And again, in person, these are extremely clear. I'm trying to get that to be as clear as possible on the camera. And then if you want to look at them in red, so you can't tell so much on the camera here, but the circle is segmented just like the one in the Pinty. There you go. Alright, so that's what the differences are between a $70 reflex sight and a $23 to $25 reflex sight. If you're going to be using this for, let's say, a small caliber gun, such as a 22, or even I've seen a lot of people want this for airsoft guns, go ahead and get the cheap one. It's going to do just fine for that. I think if you're going to use this for a larger caliber gun, you want to get something that's going to hold that 0 longer. Me personally, I think I'm going to stick with a Pinty for my gun, just because I am cheap and I want to save money. Thanks for watching.